Welcome to Block 5, Personal Role, Agency and Advocacy. Now that you've had an opportunity to look at the other blocks, so you've looked at the overall aims and objectives of SDG 16, the targets and indicators, you've also had an opportunity now to look at the global progress that we've made in relation to SDG 16 and indeed how we're doing in Ireland. In this block, we're going to explore the potential for your own personal role in relation to SDG 16. The structure of this block is slightly different to the previous blocks. Here we don't have any videos for you to review. However, we do have a number of activities and a paper that we would also like you to have a look at. It's a short paper that asks us to consider using our political clout to ask politicians to push harder for the necessary legal frameworks that are needed to ensure sustainability in our society going forward. The next thing we'd like you to have a look at is what we call the Sustainability Mapping Matrix. And basically you can see it there on your screen. It's where we have each of the SDGs, in this case it would be SDG 16, centrally located, and we have the other 16 SDGs located around it. So what I'd like you to do is to put a few words or a line, a sentence in each of the boxes that links the SDG, like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., to the SDG that we're studying, which in this case is SDG 16. Now, of course, I know this is the first of the SDGs that we've studied in detail, so perhaps your knowledge of some of the SDGs might be a little bit light, but it would be an interesting exercise for you to carry out and just see how you think SDG 16, as you are now aware of it, relates to the other SDGs. In relation to contributing to the forum, we would like you to consider what you think you can do to support this particular SDG. The last exercise we'd like you to do is a personal reflection piece on SDG 16. Now, this hopefully is designed to close out what you started out in Block 1, where you considered what your initial thoughts on SDG 16 were. Now that you've engaged with the program and the material, has your understanding of the role and purpose of this goal changed? If it has, we'd like you to reflect on this, and we'd like you to consider what SDG 16 now means to you and how you feel about it, and what are the most important aspects of this goal, or perhaps the most important targets. Of course, there is no word limit on this, so please feel free to expand on the reflection piece as you would like to. Underpinning this block, of course, is how you can act in relation to SDG 16 and how you can become involved in the achievement of this goal globally and, of course, nationally. So one of the things we'd also like you to consider, and please feel free to reference in some of your contributions, are organizations that advocate for this goal. So there are a number of very obvious ones, for instance, Amnesty International and of course Troika, but there are other networks that we have mentioned during this which may be of interest to you, for example the Tax Justice Network, etc. So I hope you've enjoyed the unit, and I look forward to seeing you in the next unit. Thank you.